How would you feel the police showed up at your door and told you your daughter's a serial killer? I don't know how I react, but how it's gonna have to go, and that's just what it is. Bitch, you can no longer stay here.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm waiting for my sister to go over there. What happened? What happened?
I just here to speak to you over here.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. Don't let Donald Trump see this video. Please don't.
A second.
Oh, Lord.
Right now there's an investigation, and I guess it's your daughter.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Your daughter, her name came up, so we have to keep everybody out of apartment.
Police arrived at the home of 17-year-old Christie Parisienne.
What the fuck? If you can, how the hell is she killing people? We're gonna start right there. I'm not even gonna say that. Nah, hell nah. This unfiltered reacts, bro. If you getting killed by her, you damn near deserve to die. Cause there's no way in the hell I can't see her overtaking nobody.
Where her mother was informed that Christie had become involved in a strange and violent incident. About an hour earlier, officers had discovered the body of an 18-year-old boy named Dwight Grant near a nearby apartment.
Nah. Because in my head, bro, chill. I'm not laughing, bro. I'm not laughing, bro. In my head, I'm thinking this is about to be like another girl or something. Not this near. He damn look as skinny as she do, though. So I can see. What the hell, bro?
Complex brutally stabbed to death.
Oh my God. Can you guys go back inside for me? Can you go back inside, please? Don't. Just do as I ask, please.
Passengers have been taken into custody in the murder of 18-year-old Dwight DJ Grant.
After a body was found there, Local 10's Andrew Perez is live
for this 18-year-old from.
Nigga, you 5'11", 160? I gave you benefit of the doubt. You let her get up too close on you. That girl looks about 5'4", 115 to the most. Nigga, you 5'11", 160? Come on, Grant. How the hell you let her get up on you?
Miramar High School, and instead, officers found a body.
As new clues surfaced and the investigation continued, police uncovered a hidden conflict between Dwight and 3 of his classmates from Miramar High School. Now officers needed to track all 3 of them down as quickly as possible.
My bad, Dwight. My fault. I ain't know they jumped you, bro. But I knew I knew for a fact there was no way in the hell that she goddamn did all that by herself. That's impossible. That makes absolutely no sense. So I knew it had to be more, because there's no way in the world that Shawty look. And how she get dragged in with these folks? But Dwight, you should have been able to outrun this nigga to the right. I don't know who the fuck he is.
To figure out what had really happened.
Jasine, that's a girl. So look, this is another thing I do. We try to predict what happened before the story with the little bit of evidence. I can see this nigga Andre getting jealous. And then Jasine tried to help, just hide the body or something like that. Because there ain't no way. Bro looks small as hell too.
What each of their roles was, and more importantly, why. But what detectives were about to learn about how this murder happened, why it happened, and just how complicated it truly was, turned out to be far more shocking than anyone expected.
You can't get away with nothing! There's cameras everywhere.
Boy, your mama not lying. I can't wait to see her part. Cameras everywhere. This big brother.
Started on a Sunday evening. On October 17th in Broward County, Florida, a nurse named Malene Emile noticed something was very wrong. Her 18-year-old son, Dwight Grant, who most of his friends called DJ, hadn't come home that day. DJ wasn't the kind of kid who disappeared without saying anything. He was responsible, focused on school, and always kept his family informed. His sudden silence was completely out of character. This was the beginning of a terrifying mystery for his family. No matter how hard they tried, no one could get in touch.
Damn, DJ like a good kid. You know, it probably is. He probably didn't even want to have to do it to. That's probably what it is.
He wasn't answering calls, he wasn't with any of his friends, and no one had seen him. By Monday morning, the worry exploded. DJ didn't show up to any of his classes, something that never happened. His teachers noticed immediately, his friends noticed, and his family knew something was seriously wrong. His family...
See, I ain't gonna lie. Nigga, back in that day, at that age, boy, you couldn't go missing for 45 minutes. Police would have been called in 2 hours. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
Family and friends checked every place he might have gone, called every person he might have been with, drove through neighborhoods, handed out flyers. Nothing. Police even went to the high school, hoping someone there might know where he'd gone. Officers spoke to students one by one. At this point, even the smallest detail could be the clue they needed.
Anxiety and depression, so like he would...
He has anxiety?
No, I have
okay, so he would check on you.
I ain't gonna lie, I told y'all, bro, this whole generation got anxiety and depression. That nigga, the detective is asking about DJ. Why the fuck is you talking about yourself? I got nothing to do with what he asked.
Do you know the girl that he's talking to or trying to talk to?
No.
No? Does he have a girlfriend?
Not to my knowledge, no.
No? Okay. Right. All right. So you haven't seen him? What's up, man? No, everything good? Okay. Okay, so you haven't spoken to him since... Is this his behavior? Like, does he do it? He's a good kid?
He's a good kid. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He goes out. He has a plan. He goes out with his friends. He calls literally all of us all the time to let us know, like, what's up, how you are.
Okay. All right.
To everyone who knew him, DJ was quiet, calm, and spent most of his free time gaming. He wasn't the type to get into...
Damn, bitch. I hope they give you 50 years. You took a gamer from us. I don't play about my gamers, bro. All my nigga did play the game, bro. Chill. This starting to... Yeah, hell yeah. Hope eyes get life. You don't fuck with the gamer, bro. Fuck wrong with her.
Fights, he didn't cause trouble, and he had zero history of reckless behavior. Nothing in his past suggested he'd ever disappear or end up involved in something dangerous. The search for DJ continued through Tuesday of that same week. Then, around 2 p.m., while officers were canvassing the area near Sherman Circle North, a quiet neighborhood in Miramar before all this, they made the worst discovery imaginable. Hidden in the bushes beside an apartment building, police found the body of a young man.
Oh my God.
No. How the fuck? Who the fuck is the groundsman? How do y'all have a body just buried in the bushes for 2 days? Nobody don't say nothing. Bro, there's no way in the world. They have no situational awareness at all. That whole apartment, no situational awareness. They just walking around, you should have seen something.
Let me step back.
The body was found just outside the apartment building where DJ lived. All that time, he had been there, right near his own home. Officers were led to the body by scattered bloodstains on the sidewalk. From an initial examination, the body had 2 fatal stab wounds, one to the neck and one to the chest. A knife was also found nearby, hidden in the bushes next to the body.
Can you go back inside, please? Don't... Just do as I ask, please. In a few minutes, an officer will come talk to you. Go back inside.
Damn, I just sent chills down my whole fucking body. But it's like, how the hell did nobody not notice that there was a body in the bushes? That is insane.
Listen, I can't answer anything right now. I just need you to go inside the apartment and stay there till I can get somebody to come and speak.
Then I be hating how insensitive the police be acting. Like, you think that she don't know what's going on, bruh. Like, at least go console her, bruh. Like, bruh, it's just... Like, we get that y'all see this every day, but the regular person don't see this every day. Like, this officer is pissing me off because you ain't showing, like, no type of sympathy, empathy at all. You know, it don't take the brain long to trigger, oh, shit, okay, I know what's going on.
Speak to you,
She knows what's under it. She don't need nobody to talk about
Listen,
about that.
what did I just ask? Just Give us a few minutes and somebody will come and talk to you. Just
Then, like,
give
what
me
did
a
I
few
just
minutes.
ask?
Go
This
ahead
is
and go
crazy.
inside.
After speaking with DJ's family and asking them to remain patient, officers immediately blocked off the area surrounding the body and began processing the scene for evidence. 4 officers were on scene working to secure the area, search for evidence, and confirm the identity of the victim as quickly as possible.
Does this all happen aquí abajo?
Aquí abajo. Sí. Ahí abajo del stairwell que está ahí había mucha sangre, and you can see that probablemente están tratando de limpiarlo. Hay una cámara aquí, hay 2 cámaras aquí, y hay una cámara en esa esquina donde lo
When did
tiraron.
this all happen?
Sunday.
On Sunday, he went missing Sunday.
Miramar is a quiet, close-knit community where news spreads fast. So when word got out about the brutal discovery of an 18-year-old's body, tips started pouring in almost immediately. Several people came to police.
And then that's the other thing I was thinking about, broad day. How do you stop somebody in broad day? You know, a place like this. Like it's non-stop moving. It's, I don't know, it's
Headquarters, hoping the information they had might help. Among them was a woman who walked into the lobby holding her teenage niece's phone. She wanted to tell police about a private group chat that had caught her attention. At the time, officers had no idea that this small piece of information would end up being the key to solving the entire case.
Can you just give me a brief?
You know what's crazy, bro? This is not the first time this happened. This is how a lot of the young kids get caught group chat immediately, and that's how you know they sadistic. Cause it's like, what are y'all in group chat talking about this for? I'm interested now.
Rundown. I'm so sorry.
They know
If I never
I've seen
told
on the
them, think that
news
girl
that
that
they
you.
found a body over by Sherman Circle, and they keep showing the picture of the kid that goes to Miramar High, saying they can't guarantee that it's him, basically, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But on my niece's phone, all the texts are coming through that they're her friends. There's people from school there, and they know it's him. I just came here because my niece was telling me that she had got these texts from this girl yesterday from the modeling, and she said it was the most traumatizing day of her life when she seen him yesterday, which would have been Sunday.
Yeah.
So in my mind, 1 and 1, I'm not saying she did anything, but I'm not saying I can't come here and not show you either because.
Auntie just fried your ass like as you deserve. That's real. Would you? I'm trying to think, bro. Boom, I'm looking through my nephew's phone, and I found out he killed somebody. Like, do you keep it on the low, or do you tell? I don't know, bro. That's a hard one, but she did the right thing.
She keeps saying
tells everybody in the
how many people she's killed and she's in a gang.
I mean, and it could be just to be, cool or to be tough.
But you never know.
It's like,
the same thing. I don't want the text messages here. I don't want them
To
to
just-
show my nieces. I don't want her.
Like
I don't
her
want her
to
name.
associate.
Right.
Okay.
By the next day, Wednesday, the victim's identity was finally confirmed. The body belonged to DJ Grant, the Miramar High School student who had been reported missing.
And Nicole, there are still so many more questions than answers at this hour. Our officers came out here because they were helping the search for this 18-year-old from Miramar High School, and instead, officers found a body in the bushes.
Now, police had to start putting the broken pieces of the puzzle together. The evidence from the crime scene, and more importantly, the group chat that the woman had brought to them. Inside the chat, police found disturbing messages linked to 3 teens, 3 names that within hours would become central to the investigation. 17-year-old Andre Dexter Clements, 16-year-old Jasine Smith, and 17-year-old Christie Parisien. Without wasting any time, officers began
Get right to it.
Tracking them down. Christie was the first person police went to.
Miramar Police Department.
How
you doing, ma'am?
Because you never know what a killer look like, bro.
Right now, there's an investigation, and I guess it's your daughter.
And that's
Yeah, that's my daughter.
What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to keep you out of the house for now.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Nothing nasty with you, personally, but we have to keep everybody out of the apartment. So if there's anybody else in there that's in there,
No, the sister, she's at work right now.
but nobody else is inside.
No, only
When you
12
get
us.
some, you got shoes on, okay?
So we have detectives that are going to get a search warrant.
Okay.
So right now,
we're just gonna make sure nobody's inside.
Get rid of
And then
no
we're gonna close
evidence.
the door. And then we're gonna wait for the warrant to get here.
When I
They
come
will
back.
immediately
When I
come back. You ain't going nowhere.
As soon as you're done with the search warrant, then
Today,
go back in.
can I take my phone to call my sister? Is it okay? Take my phone? My phone
Nope.
is right there. Can I call her? Because I'm looking on her to
Well,
go.
right now at this point, we already.
She don't understand what's going on. They ain't nobody about to be able to warrant nothing. Get rid of no evidence. Tell this one go this place. Nah, it's over with.
We gave you, notice that nobody can go back inside.
Can you take my phone for me? This is right there. By the way, it's right there. You see my phone right there?
We really got to follow protocol.
At this point, officers didn't have a warrant, so they wouldn't allow Christie's mother to go inside the house. She waited outside with them until another law enforcement member arrived with a warrant. While they
Wait, hold on, is that true? You can do that? Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm going back in the crib. I'm playing devil's advocate. If I'm in a situation like, bro, you don't have a warrant, how the hell you gonna tell me I can't go back in my house? You still waiting on the warrant your damn self. Yeah, that's for you.
were waiting, she told them that earlier that day, Christie had left her a voice message about the murder. Because of that, they changed course and retrieved the phone so the message could be played.
I'll be back home, and I will have my phone so they can find me. So, okay.
By now, the police had already spoken with Christie at the station. Her mother wasn't able to provide any additional information. The officers informed her that no one from the family was allowed to leave.
So are you going to be around here? Are you sticking around here? Or are you leaving?
Leaving where?
You're not going anywhere, right?
No, I was going to the police station.
No, I mean right now.
I'm looking for my sister to go to the police station because my sister drives.
The next person on the list was Jasine Smith. The officer...
Some tell me her ugly ass behind everything. I ain't gonna lie, I shouldn't say that. We unfiltered. I can't say that. But some tell me she just got the look of a motherfucker who just manipulating both of these dumbasses. She's like a bully too.
Officers tracked her down and managed to find her around 11 p.m. that same night. Outside her family's apartment, they spoke with her while her mother was present.
This the one I thought was a boy.
This person, I didn't hit him or anything. I was just told to push him and make sure he stayed in the corner.
I don't know exactly what happened. You're telling me that you were told to do something? I don't know what you did. I don't know what you didn't do.
She said that she was told to keep him in a corner.
Andre.
Okay.
Andre told me that somebody had pissed him off with somebody.
I knew it messing with somebody else's girl or something. I told y'all at the beginning I'm good at this, bro. I watch them little light-skinned niggas. They be real fucking emotional about women because they don't think nobody else supposed to get in it. Except for they little like bright asses. It'd be crazy if this is what it's about.
They was messing with somebody else's girl or something. It had to do with some type of chick. And that he was upset and that he needed some backup for a fight. He told me it was just a fight.
Jasine had been told to trap DJ in the stairwell. Andre needed backup for the fight, which was apparently over a girl, Andre's ex, who was now involved with DJ.
You guys don't have to stay here. You do not have to talk to me.
Are you going to arrest my child?
No, I'm not going to arrest your child. I want to hear what she has to say, but I wanted to reiterate because I said it to you and she wasn't here.
He told me to dress up in all black and follow him.
Andre?
Yes. I want to do rag and everything. He just said, do this for me. Just help me out with a fight. We're fine. We walked all the way there. And we walked up the stairway. And
Man, how the hell do you know where this nigga live at?
Chrissy had seduced him from what I know.
I told you, bro. I'm so good at this, bro. I'm too good at this, bro. In the first 5 minutes, bro, it don't take that long to put that together. Either I'm insane or I'm too good with this. I don't be no detective, but nigga, it didn't take long. You look at him. I hate to say it, bro, but you know what I'm saying, bro? We done all had a little ugly friend. Like, she cool as hell. She played the game with, you feel me? She the bro. Nigga used her to get the home.
I was trying to just pretend and forget that it didn't happen. I already knew that if something like this was going to happen, I already knew the cops were going to show up sooner or later. And I've already started preparing myself for the worst, Mom. What do you mean by preparing yourself for the worst? If they send me away, Mom.
According to her, the mastermind behind the whole murder was Andre. He even picked out the colors of the clothes, and the plan was just a fight. Jasine clearly tried to downplay her own role and choices. But over the next half hour, the officers, and even her mother, would unintentionally learn the truth from her words, shocking them to their core. Things her 16-year-old daughter had done were far beyond what her mother could have imagined.
Now see, but I told you about them tight too. Bitch is a psychopath.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Detectives were still putting the pieces together with no clear reason to make an arrest. But Jasine knew what was coming. She knew there was...
And then from watching Law and Order, you gotta watch these kind. Cause they be nigga, she fucking smart. She already threw the whole story out there, put the blame on Holmes, and goddamn threw the other girl underneath the bus. Like, I'm just innocent. I just trapped Holmes in the corner. That's it. She really seduced that nigga to hold him up, so we know where he live at. And then she's smart as fuck. You gotta watch them. Watch these type of people.
There's no escape, and she had already prepared herself for the worst.
Because by everything I've already said, I'm an accomplice, and I know this, but I'm sorry.
Come here. I can't. Come here.
And I think the white, you see the lady in the back, the white officer, she knows it. Like, they do this. So they job to peep through a narcissist when they on bullshit, and she already going for the cry to get to her mom. She's fucking good. You can't, your ass can't be on the street. She good. This ain't her first time. She did something else before. Look, bro, she's too chill, bro. She's not even, look at the lady officer, bro. She's not even emotionally, you know what I'm saying? I ain't buying it. She's a mom too, you can tell. I ain't buying this shit. I know, like, when I see one.
The female officer at the scene can be seen briefly laughing when Smith let...
I'm a dog. Cause she know it. Bullshit.
...out a sigh. But there's nothing funny about what's happening. A teenager has been killed, and Jasine has just admitted her role in what happened. She's now given police a motive. Andre had found himself in the middle of a high school love triangle between DJ and his ex-girlfriend. That's when the dark thoughts started, and the plan began to take shape. A plan that would need help. Before Sunday, before any of this began, Andre had reached out to her. He told her about the planned fight and the help he needed. Now sitting in a police car beside her mother, the officer asks Jasine to walk them through everything, step by step, starting from that moment.
So I'd like for you to kind of tell me, step by step, on how everything occurred, you know?
Before Sunday, before he came over.
This is cool the way you look at how they got it set up too, because his job is to hone in the officer. Let me see if I'm seeing like this, so y'all looking at this shit like me. Y'all looking at the screen. See the officer to the left for y'all. But yeah, he is taught to hone in on everything she's saying while he is making contact with her body to see, okay, do she lie? Do she twitches? Do she move? Do she touch her hair? They are good at this shit, bro. That's why I be liking these videos. they bro. Officers, bro, they good at this shit, bro.
Who's here?
Andre.
Andre's from school also?
Yes.
See, that's one of them questions like you know it's true. So okay, what she does when she tell the truth?
Before he ever came over, he told me on Friday, I believe it was Friday, that he had a situation that he needed to deal with, and he was wondering if I could help him out with a fight.
It's too rehearsed. It's rehearsed.
That I used to fight in elementary and used to be a bad kid-ish outside of school. I'd agreed because he was a good friend of mine, and like, it's just a fight. He had said,
yeah, you the big fucking Bertha girl that go around bullying people. Big Bertha.
He came over at least 6:45. close to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And he had proceeded to tell me the whole scenario of, we're gonna get dressed in all black. You're gonna wear clothes that you don't care about. You're gonna wear gloves, you're gonna wear do-rag. I know the whole layout of the building.
Andre already knew that Jasine had a reputation for fighting when she was younger. That was exactly why he chose her. He even picked out what Jasine should wear, telling her to wear gloves and protect her hair.
No, Andre is not a true mastermind.
Jasine's account helps clarify the days leading up to the murder, but one thing stands out. She repeatedly tries to downplay her role, presenting herself as someone who was merely influenced rather than involved. A claim that within minutes would be completely undermined by a small slip she made.
We had gotten dressed, we had prepared. My mom had gotten home. We had told her that we were going to go on a walk. He was explaining to me that the person that me and him were going to fight with.
Me and him?
Christie was going to seduce, had messed with a girl that he knew and had, essentially from what I know. And on
Bro's a gamer, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. At the age of nigga playing, he ain't. Nah. That nigga play the game, partner.
the way there, he's telling me.
Damn, they got the CCTV. They got cameras everywhere. Hold on.
To fight with, Christie was going to seduce, had messed with a girl that he knew and had, essentially from what I know. And on the way there, he's telling me exactly where we're going to walk, exactly how we're going to walk, exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna wait for a signal. And I was like, okay, it's just a fight. But immediately when we got in there, we had walked over to where the staircase was, the stairwell was, while even telling me to move this way to avoid a camera and to avoid things. So we had walked up the stairs while Chrissy stayed downstairs and made a call. Me and him were upstairs.
So it seemed like Chrissy the fucking innocent one. You got down right hand man. That's your partner.
He's just talking to me. We're relaxed. We're chill. And then he got a signal from Chrissy.
Hold on.
To walk downstairs, and he had a weapon with him.
So why you didn't tell him stop at that moment? Yo, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Nah, I ain't come here for that. Why you didn't say none of that? You so smart. You play everything back. You highly intelligent. You remember every fucking detail. Sorry, they playing with you. You smart as fuck. Like, no cap. And you didn't have the common sense to be like, yo, bro, what you bring a knife for? You said we're just gonna fight. And then why you didn't tell the other girl?
He told me to hold the weapon. We had gloves on at this time still. We had walked down the stairs. He had approached.
So you holding a knife?
The boy and Chrissy had moved.
You still holding a knife? You never said you gave it back?
Did you know this boy or no? Okay.
When boy tried to make a run with it, run for it.
Yeah, because he seen your big ass with the knife.
After Andre approached him and was like, yeah, we have a problem. He has me standing behind. Chrissy looked at me and he made a run for it, and I'm like, okay, weapons just for intimidation, I'll put this down. I ran and I helped Andre to tackle him and put him onto the ground.
Jazz.
This bitch said all I did. See, and this is how you catch a liar, because in the beginning you said all I did was I was told to push him in the corner. Now you running it, you getting knives, putting knives down, and tackling Holmes.
Lynn uses the word weapon. Even though she's detailed and specific in almost every other part of her story, she keeps this part vague. We already know DJ was found with 2 stab wounds, so whatever the weapon was, it clearly wasn't a gun. What that weapon actually was, and why Jasine avoided naming it, becomes clear later in the interview. And it's something that will shock you.
It ain't shocking me.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Andre
ain't shocking me. Asked in the first 15 minutes. And you gave it to him.
After explaining to him that he was going to kill the other boy, he had asked for a weapon.
After y'all tackled him.
Handed it to him. I'm like, don't know about this, but I'm like, okay, maybe you're joking, because me and Andre are playful. We like to mess around, and we do like play fight, and we're just very like sibling type relationship.
But this time, nothing felt like a joke. The weapon he used, the level of planning involved, his behavior, and the sheer intensity of the violence he unleashed all point to the same conclusion. This was a planned killing, not a spontaneous act.
He proceeded to take out a small weapon and attempt to...
And you just watching.
And he was failing, and I was just like, okay, I didn't see it because I'm holding his legs.
You holding him down.
So I'm in a position where I'm holding both of his legs, and I'm wrapped around his under torso, and I just feel poking right here.
Jasine claims she didn't know Andre's full plan, but she did admit that she helped, holding DJ down even after the stabbing began. As disturbing as that is, Jasine never stopped or showed regret during the attack, not when DJ was begging for help, not even as he was slipping in and out of consciousness after being stabbed.
And then he had another smaller weapon, and he took that out, and he stabbed him right here. Also, the boy was just like...
Well, you gotta be careful who you hang around, for real, but it's some fucking psychopaths out here.
You're gonna kill me. Just choke me out or like end it, because he kept going in and out.
DJ knew he was dying. Under the pressure and pain he was in, he begged Andre to choke him and end it quickly. Andre ignored him and stabbed him again. After that, DJ went unresponsive. He stopped struggling and tragically died at the scene. In Jasine's version of events, she says she was told to do what she was assigned without asking questions. As the confrontation escalated, she says she didn't fight back because she was terrified of what might happen. Throughout her account, she places nearly all the blame on Andre. That explanation mostly holds up until Jasine slips up. In the middle of her story, she mentions a detail that seriously undermines her claim that she didn't know this was a murder plan, and instead places her right at the center of it.
Prior to this, he had told me that this was the first person he had ever...
Whoa, this was the first person he'd ever killed. What you say?
Prior to this, he had told you that?
When we were at the house, we were just talking about the whole plan of what to do, what was going to happen, but he never told me that he was going to kill somebody until at this time. Like, this is the first person. I'll leave it here. I'll ask Chrissy.
That single detail changes everything. It shows that Jasine knew about the murder plan long before it happened. Now her story starts to crack. It directly contradicts her earlier claim that she had no idea this was meant to be a killing. At this point, it's clear she was far more involved in both the planning and the decision than she had admitted. That's when the officer shifts the focus and asks about the weapon used in the attack.
I'm assuming it's a knife then that he had?
There is a knife, and there is
a longer what? A sword.
A fucking sword?
A knife is something that can be easily concealed, but a sword isn't. Hiding something like that would be almost impossible. It's hard to believe that Jasine and Christie could have been around Andre all that time without noticing the sword. Now detectives finally have enough pieces to start shaping a version of events that's much closer to the truth. But before moving forward, they still needed to make sure the physical evidence matched the story.
So you saw the big sword when he first showed up here in the first place?
No. I didn't see it exactly. I saw that there was a bag with it, and I was like, okay. Because somebody else had taken everything out of the house behind us, and I didn't know where that was. What? And I believe it was either in like a jacket with him, or with Chrissy in an extra jacket or in a bag with them.
Jasine could tell detectives were zeroing in on one key detail. She knew about the sword before they ever left the house, and that meant she knew the plan from the start. She tried to distance herself from it, saying that when they left, Andre grabbed a small knife and a larger sword, but she claimed she didn't actually see the sword at first and assumed it was already in the bag. Detectives weren't convinced. By now, there were too many gaps in her story. The teens believed they had pulled off the perfect crime. They killed someone in broad daylight in a tucked-away stairwell inside a busy apartment complex, avoided security cameras, and left no direct eyewitnesses. If the group chat messages hadn't surfaced later, they might have gotten away with it. But everything started to fall apart after the attack. They dragged DJ's body into the bushes, packed the weapons and supplies into a bag, and returned to Jasine's complex. There, they made a serious mistake. In an open, grassy area, clearly visible from nearby apartments, they started a fire and burned the bloody clothes using gasoline. As they sat there, shaken, but still hoping they were in the clear, a security guard spotted them. In that moment, the cover-up ended, and he wasn't the only one watching. Another resident had seen them too and later told police exactly what she saw.
The two girls, they were just standing there, but they weren't moving much. The chubby girl, she was just like moving back and forth, but like standing in the same spot but moving a little bit. And then the guy was moving around the fire, just throwing more gasoline. I didn't see their face, but I saw their body shape, and seeing them on the photos, you could picture them, especially the chubby girl. You could feel the traumatization from them, and you could feel like they were scared, but you could also feel like they had that energy of the way of thinking like he deserved it. Like you could notice that.
Security camera footage from the apartment complex backed up much of Jasine's story. The cameras showed the three teens dressed entirely in black as they approached the stairwell where DJ was attacked. One camera even captured DJ Grant's final moments. Another showed the teens dragging his body toward the bushes exactly as described. But as detectives reviewed everything more closely, cracks began to appear. Parts of Jasine's version didn't fully line up. Police seized the teens' phones and went through their messages. It didn't take long to find something that directly contradicted Jasine's claim that this was only meant to be a fight. One message revealed the true mindset behind the plan.
White DJ Grant was killed back in October, and for months now,
Who sent that message, man? I hate when they do that, bro.
3 teens that are accused in his case have been kept in jail.
All the evidence was clear. Within days, police moved in on all 3 suspects. Jasine Smith, Christie Parisien, and Andre Clements were all arrested. Each of them was charged as an adult. All 3 were charged with tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit murder. Christie and Jasine were each charged with second-degree murder. Both eventually pleaded guilty and were sentenced to 25 years in prison, an additional 10.
So they didn't get life? They just got 25 years, bruh. She's gonna be out. No, nigga. Hell no. Bruh. They need long. That's not, that ain't right, bro. One gonna be out at 42, the other gonna be out at 43. What the fuck did his black? They spun your goofy ass, boy.
Years of probation. Andre Clements, who was 17 at the time, was considered the mastermind behind the crime and the one who delivered the fatal sword strike that killed DJ. He faced the most serious charge, first-degree premeditated murder.
Yeah, that premeditated, that's life, nigga.
February 18th, 2025, Andre Clements, now 20 years old, also pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, followed by lifetime probation.
Caring, loyal, honest person.
That's what they should have got life too.